Tia Chucha Press started as a way for me to publish my first book. So I was working as a typesetter in the Archdiocese of Chicago, their publishing department. And I met a friend that's become my friend ever since then, Jane Burnett, who was designing all their books. I said, I want to do my book, and I got some money actually to do it. And I typeset it myself, and she designed it. So we kind of put this book together, and I named it for Tia Chucha. I came up with a press just to have a press in there. So the book got very popular. This is in Chicago in 1989. I used to sell it at the trunk of my car. I went to poetry events. I was doing readings. I was selling the book. It was so beautiful. Then soon, all these poets from the Chicago poetry scene came up and said, can you publish our book? And I didn't think about it that much, but I thought, well, why not? So really, that's where the press started. So to me, Coiled Serpent was important because this is my second year as poet laureate. And last year, mainly what I did was read everywhere. I thought this year, even though I would do a lot of events, I thought my emphasis would be, let's put out the best, largest anthology of Valley poetry.
As one of the editors, it was so great to see in the anthology, we have so many different ethnicities represented, but also like the age differential is really interesting to me, and I think that has a lot to do with what's interesting about LA, is that we have young poets, we have high school poets in there. We also have poets who, are writing about their experiences living in the 60s and with music, to older poets writing about kind of more end-of-life issues, middle-aged poets talking about caring for their families, mother poets talking about birth. So it's just that kind of robustness of a really living city full of people.
I'm Rhiannon McGavin, an 18-year-old senior at the LA County High School for the Arts in the theater department. Tia Chucha is such a wonderful organization, and I'm so happy that we have it in Los Angeles. It's so wonderful, and especially because in the Coiled Serpent anthology, like everyone from every single neighborhood and district in Los Angeles was represented so beautifully, and every culture and language that we have in Los Angeles. Coiled Serpent also gave so many young writers the chance to be like, oh yes, I'm published thanks to Tia Chucha, and that's really wonderful.
There are 160 poets in this book. I'm proud to say I'm one of them. They got one of my poems in here.
This has every single one of the poets. Every genre of poetry is in this. And that's why I think Coiled Serpent is particularly important, because we've covered this city a lot, but it's been more of the niches. There needs to be a little bit more of a unifying force, and I believe Tia Chucha believes in that unification, and Luis Rodriguez himself is the poet laureate. He just walks the walk and embodies that spirit with his work and with the activism that he does, bringing people together.
I think poets have a big responsibility. I really do. I think writers in general, but poets specifically, because I'm a poet, but I think we have a certain responsibility to kind of be the voice or the observers, and then putting that out there in a real way.
Poetry can save lives and change lives, and creative writing in general, it lets people open themselves up and can release a lot of the pain that people have, could release the anger that they have, and that's important. Poetry is healing.
It's kind of weird how I was a street kid, I was homeless, I was on drugs, I was in gangs, all this stuff, I wrote a memoir about it, and one of the things that happened to me is I started to write. And mainly because I love to read books, I would use the library as my refuge. So I do feel that poetry saves lives. It saved my life. And I know that when I do poetry, it's really got that power behind it. I want to save other people's lives too. And again, I don't really save their lives as much as they learn to save themselves, find their own lifeline, find their own art and passion that will carry them through the rest of their lives.